Hey everybody, Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. It's Monday, so we've got our mystery case card. I hope you guys are playing along. We've had 2 so far, so this is number 3. So for today's case, the clues were to get a neutral card base. I picked Sahara Sand with a matching neutral card ink color. Vanilla or Whisper White, I said to have 2 of them, 5 by 3 1/4. To have one that's 4 by 4 1/2 by 2. We're going to make a banner out of this one. So to have a banner punch ready. It could be just a scalloped edge one if you want, but I'm going to use the triple banner. Then we have matching sentiment sized cardstock. So I have that with ink and colored cardstock. So I'm using Lovely Lipstick. It is one of our retiring ink colors, so we're going to use Lovely Lipstick one more time. Then I have the Floral Essence stamp set for my floral images, and I'm using the Sentiment All Days Are Beautiful That Begin With You, and we're going to be using the Coastal Weave embossing folder that came out with our Tropical Oasis in the spring. So let's go ahead and make a mystery case. So the whole idea behind the mystery case, remember, is that I give you a starting point, right, and then you guys watch me make one, and then you are welcome to case it, right? Copy and selectively edit. Start with the basics of where we start, and then pick your own colors, pick your own stamps, use your own supplies, make a card or 2, snap some photos, email them to me, and I will share them on the show and tell. So let's try to get us all back into the groove of doing something creative for ourselves, right? Okay. So this is going to go on there. So first we have to do some stamping. So I'm going to set these pieces aside, and what we're going to do first is actually stamp with our embossing folder. I know, Susan, you've lost it. How do we stamp with an embossing folder? Well, some of you have seen me do this before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my embossing folder. I'm going to open my ink pad, my Sahara Sand. Move those out of the way for a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up the embossing folder. So it's got a texture, it's got a pattern. I can ink it just like that, no trouble. And so what I'm going to do is I have a piece inside just so it doesn't get too messy. I'm going to put my cardstock inside, and I'm using grid paper so I can kind of line it up if you want whatever pattern you're using to be square to that paper, and then press it down, and then I'm not going to run it through my Big Shot. You could, and it would transfer the ink. I'm just going to give it a rub. So I'm just applying pressure, pressing down on my folder, transferring the pattern from the folder to my cardstock. So it may not be perfectly even all over, but that's okay. Stamping is all about experimenting and trying different things. So there we go. So I've transferred that hatch of the Oasis weave onto my paper. I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm going to drop my ink. There we go. All right. So we just keep on rolling with it. So this time I'm going to put my 2-inch one in. And again, I'm going to transfer that pattern just by giving it a rub, just like that. See? Now, I am going to stamp that again, because what? Cardstocks have 2 sides. So if you make a mistake like I did, and you don't want to live with it, sometimes I live with it, you just use the other side. If it's on a surface you're not going to see, that's what cardstock's for, 2-sided cardstock. So I'm going to put that in my folder, and one more time, just press that down, transfer that pattern. Okay, let's see how we did. Great. All right, so move that aside. So now just to wash that, you just run that under water. It'll rinse and dry, and it'll be fine to use again. No worries. All right, so now we can do a little bit of layering. So first we're going to start by layering this pattern onto my lovely lipstick here. Okay, and then we're going to take this one. Now this one we're going to stamp on. The idea is we're going to lay this right over the top and kind of line it all up. So I'm first going to start by doing my banner end. So I'm slipping my piece in here. Get my bannered end. Then I'm going to open up my lovely lipstick color. And I'm going to bring in my floral image. So just going to stamp my flower on here. Actually, I might do it twice. So 2 flowers on there. Then I'm going to give it its center, and I'm going to stamp these off so they're a little bit lighter, but it's the same color. Okay, then let's go ahead and bring in some leaves. So I'm using garden green. Nope, I'm using mossy meadow. And I'm just going to add some leaves here. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so now before I put that on, I'm going to use my blend, and I'm just going to give those leaves a little bit of color just to fill them out a little bit. But you can see when I'm doing my mossy meadow blend with my mossy meadow stamped image, it's almost like it's a contrast between the two, but they're the same color, so I'm not worried about ink transfer. Okay, so there's that. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our paper ribbon across. So let me add some snail to the back of my ribbon. Put this at any height you want, but that just goes straight across there. Give that a little snip because it's a little long on that one end. That's alright. Okay, so now we're going to put dimensionals on the back of our tag here. And I'm going to line up that stamped texture with it below. So take your time and line it up. So it's almost going to look like it's coming up off of that background, but just subtly, okay? So now let's stamp our sentiment. I'm going to do this in lovely lipstick so we have got that matching contrast. And I'm going to punch that out with my circle punch. Okay. So this I'm going to end up putting down here. But you know what? I think I want to add some more leaves. So once again, I'm just going to stamp just the leaves this time. And I'm going to give those some color again. So when you guys do your case, the basic design is laid out here. What you stamp and what images you use are totally up to you. And if you decide that instead of having a stamped background, you want to actually have a textured background, go ahead and do the dry embossing with your folders. I would just tell you that before you run them through, if you want any stamp things on them, stamp them first and then run them through. So there's our card. Now I'm going to put that on the front of my Sahara Sand card. Make sure that opens this way. Yep. So I'm just going to center that on the front. Flip it over and give it a rub so it's secured. So there's our front. So then on the inside, I'm going to do a little more stamping again. I'm going to put a couple of flowers down here and some greenery. I'm going to go ahead and color those leaves. So our front and our inside are kind of coordinate. Stamp the center of those flowers again. Stamp off those. Okay, so add some adhesive. Open my card. Center that. Front and the inside. And of course we have our envelope, so let's just go ahead and add the flower. Oh no! Look what I did. I stamped it in green. Do you ever do that? I'm sure you do. Not just me. Let's see if we can stamp over it. See if I can add red right over the top. No, that's really dark. Okay, so sometimes you just have to get a new envelope. Let's just stamp it in red for real this time. There we go. All right, so there is our case. So remember, start at the beginning, cut some cardstock, play with the layout, do some stamping, pick some favorites of your collection, whether it's background stamps or flowers, sentiments, wherever you want to start, and play along. Make your own case. Remember to snap a photo and send it to me. I will post them at the end of the week when I post the next mystery case clues. And go ahead and check the mystery page and see what we've been doing the last 2 weeks, because you guys have been doing a great job. So there you go. Everybody have a good week. Do some fun stamping. And we've got another one next week, and then I'm really excited about it. I just did the other day. So, fun, fun, fun. Hope you guys are enjoying the cases, and I'll see you next time. Bye.